Ready. Set.
Gamecast.
Welcome to Ready, Set, Gamecast, a bi-weekly podcast about video games and Amiibo. I'm Bryce, and I'm joined by the Toys to Life master, Matt.
If that were true, I'd own a complete set of the game Starlink Battle for Atlas, but I only own the Switch edition with, Star Fox and then two other pieces. But every time I saw it on clearance at Target, I was like, should I buy a complete set of this and just keep it in box so I have it? And I never did.
And the lady who likes figures with big swords, it's Darian.
It's me. That's it.
You like figures with big swords?
I'm into big swords,
Who isn't?
Honestly.
Okay, this brings us to the question. How many Amiibos do you own and operate?
Operate next to 0. Own, I'll count while Darian answers.
I'm trying to think. I've got Yoshi, Bowser, Mario, Peach, Rosalina, Celeste, and Blathers. I think that's it. So I've got 7.
I'd say somewhere in the 25 to 30 range.
I have 8.
Do Amiibo cards count?
Yes.
I have way more than 7.
Okay.
I've got 60.
Okay. I have 18 within arm's reach and a bunch in my closet that I cannot easily count.
Bryce probably still has more than my 60.
It would probably be close, especially if we're counting doubles.
I wouldn't count doubles.
Why do you have doubles?
I have some
boxed.
Boxed and unboxed.
I have some still in their boxes.
I do too, but it's just because I never opened them. I was thinking about making little diorama scenes at one point, especially for my Breath of the Wild ones. I was thinking I could have each champion with a beast.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I want to do that.
I wish I got the Breath of the Wild ones. Are they going to re-release them when Breath of the Wild 2 comes out?
If you keep an eye, it seems like they just re-release things randomly. Because I managed to get all the champions just randomly. I checked Best Buy. I was just every once in a while, I just go on Best Buy and search Amiibo, and they'll be oh, here's the Breath of the Wild ones, or here this random one. So it seems like they're randomly re-releasing them without making a big deal about it.
Fun fact, if you type Amiibo, it'll still bring up all the same results.
Amiibo.
Okay, follow-up question. Which Amiibo do you want in your heart of hearts?
Detective Pikachu. It's extra large. I was in Target one time, and it was there, must have been shortly after it was released, and I was, carrying it around the store for a little bit, and then I was like, you know what, this is I think it was a $30 Amiibo. It's I don't need this right now. I don't need to spend it. I've never seen it again.
You real goof troop that one up.
Yeah.
I really want the Splatoon main character people, the Splatoon 2 characters, whose names I'm blanking on, but their amiibos look real freaking dope, but they are rare to find, and I will be surprised if we see
pop star and rapper.
Yeah,
I don't remember their names.
I know their band is called Off the Hook because there's a reference to that in Animal Crossing.
Really?
Yeah, if you catch a squid, sometimes they'll be it's off the hook.
The Squid Sisters, is that what they're called?
Possibly. I don't know if they're different races.
Right.
So I don't know if they're sisters. The characters from the first game are sisters. So I think maybe that's their Squid Sisters.
I don't know enough about Splatoon. I've never really played it. I played the demo of it.
Did you, Matt, you're kind of new to this hosting role. Did you know that when we first started, we would cover what each Splatfest was about?
Actually,
oh my God, we did.
I was on one of the episodes where that came up, and I was like, why is Bryce so into Splatfest?
I just think it's fun to talk about ketchup versus mayo.
Yeah, I think like 3 weeks ago they just announced one though.
No, they redid ketchup versus mayo. They had done it originally, and they did a redo.
Wait, why
And
is
you
it
didn't
ketchup
cover it.
versus mayo?
I don't know. I guess that's a thing. I think like
I'm on Team Mayo.
I'm on Team Mayo for sure.
Ride or die, Team Mayo.
Yeah, ketchup's gross.
Ketchup's pretty overrated for what it is.
Well, Matt, maybe you can tell me, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a little video game called, well, it depends if we want to do Animal Crossing hour for the next hour right now, or
No, we don't.
Have you been playing enough to cover? Because, like, honestly, like, I will say, each day I feel more and more like I'm a hostage in this situation.
Okay.
And I'm like, I kind of like turn it on of like, I guess, but I'm not happy about it.
I definitely had that feeling of like, I am playing to do the bare minimum and go through the motions right now, but I'm really primed, I think, to like go real hard on island development and like moving houses around and things like that. Like I think I'm ready to do that, but yeah, for the last week I've just been doing like check in the morning, check in at night kind of thing and get it done.
Yeah, I bought a bunch of turnips. I sold some of them at your place. I still had I had some turnips left over, and I ended up selling them to myself. Just because, like, selling them at my shop. Just because it's like I'm not really invested in the getting money thing. Like, I've got $8 million in the bank, and I'm like, what do I need the money? Like, I'm not gonna burn through $8 million real quick. The most expensive thing isn't that bad, and even there's only so much stuff I even want. And it's like, what am I even gonna do with this bells? What am I even doing? What do I want out of this?
I just got my last home loan, so I now have a big bill, and I don't really have the money to pay that yet. So
I think it's like $2 million. So I knocked that thing down pretty easy.
Yeah, you probably got it out.
Yeah.
But Bryce came to my island because I had the best turnip prices I've ever had, which were $4.11. And I was like, cool, something above 56 for once. And he came in, went immediately to the shop, and then like came outside of the shop and just left, logged out.
Hey, I said like hey and hi and then what's up, and then I was like
said hi.
And then I was like, that seems like an appropriate amount of conversation. I'm leaving now.
So that's great. I had turnip prices on my island at one point that was like over 500, and so I just sent out a dodo code, and I had so many people coming to my island that it actually like killed my Switch. It overheated my Switch.
Wow.
Because of the amount of times it's being forced to reload shit from the internet. And I was just like, oh. So I kept trying to reopen it and letting people in. And I made like $1 million off of it because people would tip me. It was great.
Yeah.
There is websites that like allow you to automate that type thing where like I think the way it works is like you post up your island and the code and stuff, and then people get in line, and you can be like 3 people at a time, and then once people sell their bells, they like mark, okay, I'm done, and then they give the next person in line the code. And I think that allows it to be a little bit smoother, because if you just post that shit on Twitter, then it's just gonna freak out.
Mayhem.
Just a shit show. It was great. The first tip that I got, someone else was getting ready to give me something out of their inventory, and another person was standing nearby, and the guy dropped his bells on the ground and went to leave, and then the guy that was standing nearby picked them up and sprinted out. So the guy like hung back, and he was like, that guy's an asshole. I'm gonna tip you again, and I feel really bad. Like, I was like, aw, you don't have to do that. Yes, they're an asshole. It's fine. Like, it was great.
That's Animal
Someone left
Crossing
me
for you.
golden roses. Thought that was neat.
You know how they say like Walking Dead, like the humans are the real Walking Dead? It turns out the players are the real animals.
Nice.
So What else have you been up to, Matt?
Technically, well, it's not as much recently, though I did just update it today. I've been playing Legends of Runeterra. Still haven't played online because I'm scared to get beat up because I don't have many cards unlocked yet. I just have like the default decks that you can get. I think the next thing I'm going to do is build my first deck in that game and then play against the computer again, until...
Yeah, what were you guys talking about last show? I remember listening, and Bryce was like, we should just not talk about this until Darian's back, because neither of us knows enough about this universe. And I was like, oh my god!
Oh, we were questioning the name. I questioned the name of the world in League of Legends, which is Runeterra.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that. And then it was like, oh, Legends of Runeterra, I guess makes sense. Yeah.
I think we Googled it and found out the like map of Runeterra and stuff, and we were trying to, figure out backstories of the characters because they're the cards and stuff, and it's just like we have an expert that could tell us these things.
Yeah. Have you played it at all, Darian?
I actually haven't played Runeterra yet. I also didn't realize it was on phones, so I should just get that.
That's how I found out it was out, because I had a Twitter ad that was just like, "Hey, this is out. Play it on your phone. Download now." And I was like, "Oh, cool. I'm gonna go open my PC up and play that game."
I was invited into the beta and didn't even download the game because I was like, I just don't care.
Yeah, card games, not deck building.
Well,
not your style.
I should, because I would love it and be really good at it. I think it was because I was still trying to play ranked League of Legends on stream before I bought my house and started moving. I still haven't streamed since I moved. Like, there's still just a lot of settling. So I didn't want to get myself into something else that would force me to want to be distracted. Like,
yeah.
Or because there's going to be a slight learning curve. I didn't want to start that and then have to start again. Like,
it is nice, having played a bit of like TFT stuff that I now know, like general concepts of like, okay, Demacia is like where the nobles are from, so the way those character cards are going to play are going to be more like buffing your allies and kind of a traditional fighting style, and then like I don't remember what the frozen place is called, but like
Freljord.
Obviously, yeah. Wait, say that again.
Freljord.
Okay, yeah. I never pronounced that correctly. Even in my mind when I'm reading it, I'm just like Frelhord.
Oh no! Yeah, it's like based off of like Nordic and Slavic languages.
But now I understand like some of the origins of the characters and that, and now I just want a League of Legends MMO, I think, is where I'm at with, the League universe.
Yes! It's just, give it to me! Please! I would like to start in Zon and be a trash monster. Let's go.
Was that rumored or announced or something? I know we've got the show coming, but I don't know if an MMO is...
Well, it's been rumored for literally ever.
Probably like 7 years at this point.
Probably.
If League, has been around 10.
Yeah, after they started releasing more and more characters and expanding the universe, they were like, hey, you got a lot of stuff. Like, you've got a whole world here that you could just make right now, and we would love it. But, I mean, they do have a lot of, with the last stuff that they talked about, they announced like the new champion or teased the new champion or something, and they talked about how they're going to continue to expand the world map, because right now it's a pretty complete map, but they want to make new places so they can have new themes for characters.
Yeah.
So they're still continuing to build and develop the world. So I mean, they totally could still do an MMO with that, and we'd be satisfied, and it'd work a lot like how Blizzard did it with WoW, and just like add more stuff on. But I don't think they want to do that quite yet. They've also bought multiple studios though, so I wouldn't be surprised if they were actively working on it right now.
Yeah, it seems like they have like 10 projects going at this point based on what they announced not that long ago and then what they've released lately.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with the show, they've got the Valorant that they just let out. They've got side scroller adventure thing that's going to be coming out as well. It was developed by one of the studios.
Yeah, that was from one of those, right? The studios they picked up.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that one. It's just like a random like side story type thing.
It was almost just like a hero's side story, but specific. So it was almost like if you took like the way Blizzard does like Overwatch hero backgrounds or something, but they took that and made a game out of it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they probably have a cinematic that tells the same thing, but now you can do it as a game.
Yeah.
Ruined King and Convergence. Ruined King is, we've talked about this on the show.
Yep.
Is just a story of the blade of the Ruined King has a backstory. It's a sword in the game.
Oh, I was gonna say, is the blade a person? But
no.
like, you know, you call them the blade.
I think it holds souls, but I'm not sure. It belonged to the Ruined King, and I imagine this is just gonna give that background lore. And then the other one, Convergence, that's the one that Bryce, that's the platformer with time travel elements. That's gonna focus on Echo, which is like one of the top 10 characters, champions that people are fans of generally. Most commonly played.
Matt, who's your favorite character?
My favorite hero in League lore in the world. Champion.
They're champions.
My favorite Overwatch hero in the League of Legends universe. Oh geez.
It's probably
Reaper. Well, so my only ones, right, would be ones I've seen in TFT or ones I've seen now in Runeterra. And I don't like him in TFT, but I like him in Runeterra, and that's Braum. I think he's pretty
Braum
good.
Is great.
I like Braum in TFT.
Oh, he's so great. Yeah, Braum in TFT is not as great. He used to be better, but he's not even in TFT right now.
Oh, okay. Because I've only played TFT when it first came out, and I would always get excited if I could open with Braum. Like, I would probably switch him out later, but he was a good opener.
Yeah,
there's some
Braum
cool
is strong,
late game
really.
guys that I don't really know too well that are in TFT that are like fancy.
I imagine like one of them is Echo. There's definitely Jin. He's more late game and he's really cool. Who's like Karthus or not Karthus? Xerath.
Karthus used to be around. He was pretty cool.
Karthus used to be. He's not in this one.
He was like a late game sorcerer.
Right. Yeah. And Xerath is new and he's also a late game sorcerer.
I don't know. They got a lot of cool stuff. They could definitely make an MMO, and I'd be like pretty interested in that. I think that's a good idea. So that's not something I've been playing, but in my dreams maybe.
So Runeterra's fun.
Runeterra's cool. Yeah, I like card games, so I'm gonna keep sticking with it. I'm gonna keep. There's a lot of progress to be made in the like versus the AI area, like unlocking cards and packs and stuff like that. And I feel like I guess I should jump into an online match at some point and just see like if other people are using, you know, default decks or if they're like clearly using decks that I don't have access to yet. Because that was my thing with like Magic the Gathering Arena was like, okay, I can play, I have some cards, I can make my deck, but if I'm not putting any money into this game and I go into a match-made game, I'm just going to get my butt whooped because somebody spent just like 10 or 20 bucks, you know? So I'll keep progressing and unlocking cards.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I've gone to twitch.tv/DilbertPickled and seen you playing a new game. What's that?
Yeah, something I've been playing on stream lately is Cloudpunk. It's a game. It's a story-driven game, which I didn't necessarily know when I got it, because I think I saw like a cool GIF of it, and I was like, oh man, that game.
Where you're just like pretty colors.
It was like that game has a cool art style, and you get to drive like a taxi cab or something. That's cool. I'd be a taxi driver in this cyberpunk blocky world that they've got with all the neon. Turns out you're not a taxi driver, you're more like a delivery driver. So it's less about like, I thought it was going to be like kind of cyberpunky crazy taxi, but you know, with like you're picking up this weird cyborg badass person that clearly is sketchy, and you're going to learn a little bit about them and then drop them off and get another. And instead it's like, here's a package. Okay, there's something bigger going on here about the corporations in power, or the AI in power of the city. And the city is divided into these levels. So like the bottom level is somewhere above the sea. Everything, I guess this is the last city. It's called Nivalis. Everything else is gone for the most part. And like as the city goes up in levels, it's more wealthy people. So it kind of works that way. And there's apparently a sea below somewhere that sometimes chunks of the city will fall off into, or people will jump into, basically. And you're a new driver that lived outside the city in the country, but you've come to the city to make some money, and I think the whole game takes place over one night, which is your first night on the job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at least that's the way it seems so far. Is like I'm a couple hours in, and it's still like, you just have to get through your first night, it'll get easier or something like that. It's still like the dialogue that comes up. But it's pretty cool. You have a like AI companion in your car that is your dog, or your former dog that is now an AI dog that talks to you. So it's like, think of the dog from Up, Pixar's Up, where it's like got the speaking collar and it's like, I love you. It's like that. And yeah, I wasn't really into the game at first. It was a lot of like, this is kind of just a walking sim to me. I'm just kind of driving around from point A to point B, and it doesn't seem like there's much, but it's opened up a bit now, and I think I like it a lot better. I still, like, sometimes you're given choices either within a mission objective, or like you can go one way or you can go the other, but the choices I've made so far don't seem to have any effects, so I wonder at like a larger scale if they will at the end of the game, if there's multiple endings. I don't know. But right now it's like, choose to finish this delivery or dump this package somewhere else, or like sell it for a profit kind of thing. And if I choose to sell it for a profit, they still act like I did the right thing, or like the morally good thing. And it feels like in the moment, like, I didn't make that choice. I made the other choice. Why aren't you reacting to this? So it's kind of weird. Maybe that's just my impression of it, and it actually is the right. It's like, maybe I'm making the choice, and that's the actual response. But I don't know. Cloudpunk, try it out.
You're once again, you're having fun. Is the story interesting? Is it intriguing you? Like, I watched you play some of the beginning stuff, and then you were streaming like yesterday, and the city looked way different the time, and I was like, I actually own this game. I'm going to play it. So this seems like spoilers. So I was like, yeah. I'm out. But it does seem like things are happening story-wise, at least like to the world. So
yeah, there's definitely a bigger story that's starting to slowly become apparent. I think it's paced really well. I think it is a slow start, but I do think it's actually paced like the way the story bits come in. It's also fully voice acted, which is nice because I don't know, sometimes it's not enjoyable, especially like playing it on stream. It's like you feel a need to read stuff out loud if there's like text boxes. So when it's voice acted, it's like, okay, cool, I don't have to read this, but then I'm like sitting there just listening to it. So
I'm cool. I'm happy with that, especially for the kind of content, like you're kind of doing something. It's not a RPG type thing. It's cool that you can kind of focus on driving and the story is happening, and you're kind of along for the ride.
It's nice when you can be doing other things. If you go talk to somebody when you're in the city on the ground, you usually have to stand next to them, and you're locked in that conversation. So you can't just like leave that conversation. You usually have to let it play out all the way through. And so sometimes I'm like, okay, I don't actually care about this person's story. I just want to get through it, and like I'll just button mash my way through their story to get back to driving around and listening. It's pretty chill. It's got a cool story so far.
Darian, are the games you've been playing chill?
Yes, very much so.
How chill?
How
It's
chill?
super chill.
You know what's cooler than being cool?
Ice cold.
Okay.
Right.
What have you been playing, Becker? Or what have you been playing,
Whoa,
Darian?
I thought you were going to say Animal Crossing.
I actually have not been playing that many games in general. I've been playing Animal Crossing New Horizons occasionally, not super often. I've actually really fallen off.
It's a bad game.
No, it's a great game.
Is it game of the year right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I've just fallen off.
All right,
Okay.
there it is.
Other than that, I've been playing a game called My Singing Monsters. It's a mobile app, and it's you buy, sell, and breed monsters, and
That's fun.
they all sing to you, and it's great because there's like 5 or 6. There's probably actually like 10 different islands now, maybe even more. And each island has a different song, and each monster has a different part of the song. And it's great. So you put your monster on the island, it starts singing its song, and then once you have like 10 to 15 monsters, it sounds like a more complete song. And there's like, I don't know, there's like 100 different monsters at this point. It's great.
How do you make the monsters fuck?
There's a breeding tree.
Okay, so you put the monsters on the tree and then you watch them.
So actually, no, it's really odd.
K-I-S-S-I-N-G.
I don't think they actually do the breeding themselves. I think they all just lay eggs of their monster breed, and you can take those eggs, put them in the breeding tree, and then they fuse together to make a different monster.
I thought the tree...
Does the tree turn in, like, do you have to cut down the tree to harvest your monster?
No, it's weird. It's like it's got
why would that
2
be the jump you
sections,
made?
2 sections where the eggs sit, and they go into tubes and come together, and they incubate in the middle, and then it falls down the tube into a little nest, and that's where the egg is.
And that's how a baby is made.
And then you have to put the egg into actual incubators so it can incubate for hours.
Oh my god.
Because that's how the microtransactions are, right? Because it's a mobile game. So you wait for the egg to be bred, and then you wait for the egg to hatch, or you can pay diamonds, which is their in-game currency, to make it done faster. I always just wait because I have like 15 islands and there's just enough stuff for me to do.
The
So I'm
tree,
just like, I don't care.
tree demands diamonds.
Yeah. That's great.
What would a tree do with diamonds?
Make more diamonds.
More diamonds, yeah.
Okay.
Especially a breeding tree, just like put a bunch of diamonds and they breed more diamonds, obviously.
Is it fun?
I like it a lot. It's really cheesy and definitely designed for younger audiences. And
Interesting.
I love it because they sing to me.
I'm a gamer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I've already said that I've where I'm sitting with Animal Crossing. It's like, here's my thing with Animal Crossing. I know cool stuff is coming. Like, there's gonna be updates where there's gonna be the museum stuff and there's gonna be the marriage stuff, and will love to pop back in for that stuff. But it's the way that Animal Crossing works is that if I'm not checking in every so often, the island's going to get worse. My favorite villagers will move away. Not the one I hate and want to leave so very bad. He'll be here forever. But the very great prince will leave me. And that's why I say, like, I'm being held captive. And it's like, so it's not a thing of like, I know at some point I will want to play more. Just not right now. Like, I'd like to go try other stuff. But it's like, I feel like if I stop playing, I'm gonna lose progress. So that sucks. But
is it like when you have to play half an hour a day? Is that too much?
It's just like, okay, I have to. It feels like a chore.
Right.
Like, it's not like I'm not doing it because I'm having fun. It's because, like, if I don't, the game will punish me.
All right.
So, yeah, that's where I'm sitting with Animal Crossing.
So any amount is then too much.
Well, if it's the thing of I want to play it when I want to play it, not because I will be like punished for not playing it. So that's the thing. Like there'll be times of like, yeah, I'm bored. Let's play some Animal Crossing. And so like I almost wish it was more like Stardew of like I could put it down. Like me and my girlfriend had a Stardew farm that we played through several years, and we have not played in a while, but we decided to go back to it. It's gonna be right there. We're gonna pick right back up and be able to rock and roll. Especially they're like doing they're supposed to be doing a new content update for Stardew, so it's like once that comes out, we'll have incentive to come back in and do the stuff. But if you wait for the content updates for Animal Crossing, like you'll be the buildings will be burnt down, your villagers will all be gone, the freaking will be.
I think on your island it'll be like everyone will have left except Pytro.
Yeah.
And then he'll come up to you and be like, "Hey buddy, I'm still here for you."
I'll never leave.
Like, this is my hell.
I'll never leave. I like he had that like thinking bubble above his head, and
oh, you were like, yes.
And he's like, oh, hey, I have this like thing for you. But like I know you haven't like been talking to me for a while. That's kind of weird. But like here's a deal. And I'm like, oh, so at least he's getting the message, but not close enough.
Yeah.
But like I haven't talked to him for so long for him to even slightly notice or care. He doesn't really seem to care. But speaking of moving out, I tried the demo for Moving Out, which is
that the Stadia game?
No, this is the one that's not
No.
the Stadia one.
What was
I played,
the Stadia one?
We never need to worry about that. I played this on the Nintendo Switch, and it is a cooperative game about moving furniture. So you'll be put in different houses, and basically you have to get all the furniture inside into your truck. And so you have the challenge of like, okay, am I taking this through the door? Am I taking this through the window? And I think the main thing is like, okay, some furniture takes two people to move. And then there's furniture that only takes one person. And you just like the hardest thing I think is really just making sure everything fits in the truck. There are certain obstacles on like in the demo, there was a like standard beginner house that was just like, okay, go through the door, go through the window, whatever, just get in the truck. Then they gave us a haunted house where we had to dodge like ghosts, and there was like a haunted piano which would attack you. So you had to like get away from that. Also, everything in the house seemed haunted, so when you grab the chairs and put them in your truck, sometimes they would like get up and move and run away, so you'd have to grab them and put them back in. And then I think the last level of the demo basically was Frogger, where you had to grab the furniture, weave through traffic, then go over this river where there was a bunch of logs and stuff that you had to
Okay, so it was literally
Frogger.
Frogger.
Frogger. There was literally a frog that was also crossing along with you. But so I think they're trying to go for an Overcooked style vibe. But I think the thing with Overcooked that makes it good is that like you're kind of individually being cooperative. Like I'm cooking, I'm cutting up the carrots so that you can take those cut carrots to put them in the stew and and we're kind of all like working together but doing our own thing. This seems like you only really have the two things you can do. You can either grab individual items and try and carry them yourselves, or you can work as a group to carry a couch. And there's not pretty much it's grab all the one-person items, carry those over there, then grab all the two-person items and carry them and just work together. And there's stuff like, okay, I can distract the piano while you grab the thing, but it doesn't feel like there's as much to do in this. I will say I've just played the demo, so I think there's maybe enough there for me to pick up the full game and see what's going on. I would prefer if it had online, so I could, play with my online friends. Anytime there's a really great like party style like Overcooked type thing, it's like cool. I want to play this with my friends online, and they're like, can't. We only built this for couch co-op, and I'm like, cool.
How are you rated in each level? Because like in Overcooked, you're given an overall star rating based on how you perform with the money you make on the orders, but each order is like a momentary rating, I guess,
Yeah.
right? Like the order comes in and then you have a timer for each one of those.
Yeah, well, this is you have the amount of time to complete the entire moving process.
Okay.
How long do you have to get everything into the truck?
So maybe that, I don't know, an element like that where there's like this intermediary like prioritization of how to move things would add to that.
Maybe I guess I think what they're more trying to do is that like you're supposed to work together to overcome the obstacles like the ghosts and stuff, because like you have a button that slaps things, so you can slap the ghost because if the ghost grabs you, you like respawn, and so like one person can slap the ghost to immobilize them while the other person grabs the statue or whatever to take to the truck. But it felt like a small one-time thing that I was supposed to do instead of like, okay, we need to be constantly working together to like a team type thing. It felt more like us individually trying to complete individual tasks, and then once in a while going like, okay, I guess we have to work together to grab this couch. Which like some of the heavy items, the 2-person items, like one person can like drag to a place while they're waiting for the other person. But yeah, it doesn't feel as full as Overcooked is.
Yeah, it seems like it's missing some co-op element.
But on the same note, me and my friend Beckers played Totally Reliable Delivery Service, which is free on the Epic Game Store. There'll be a Let's Play available at some point for that. Here's the deal with that. That is, God, I'm trying to think. There's 2 games that have kind of the like rubbery, like hard to control character physics, and both of them are completely blanking on me.
Human Fall Flat and
Yeah.
Gang Beasts.
Yes, those are the 2 I'm thinking of.
Nailed it.
So the characters kind of have that kind of like clumsy aesthetic, and the deal is you're delivery people. You're supposed to grab packages and take them to a destination. And so a lot of times, whenever you grab a package, they will spawn a vehicle for you to use to do that. And so that can be anything from like a truck to a helicopter to a plane. And the place you have to take them to will be varying places away. I do not see how this game could be done single player, like how you would play it single player, because for the most part, every vehicle is going to require you to most of them require both of your hands, so then you don't have hands for the package, or there are some that just require one hand, but then you won't have a good way to hold on to the package. So for the most part, you've got one player whose job is to just hold on to the vehicle and hold on to the package. They're just along for the ride while the other person drives. And this game feels like a game that was made for YouTubers. Like there are certain games. I would say that like Surgeon Simulator is in that same boat of like, it's not really fun to play. Like it's a clumsy, annoying experience that is good for a YouTuber to like ham up and make seem real funny, but it's not like fun on its own. So it's a thing of like, I got it free from the Epic Game Store at the time. It's no longer free. I think if I had paid for it, I would be upset with the value I got. Because yeah, it's not. It is a funny game to watch. I don't think it's a fun game to play. But
speaking of free games on the Epic Game Store,
no, Matt, no, wait, Matt, no.
I have a thought about those.
No, Matt, it's not time.
But I'm waiting for Bryce.
It's happening.
Is he going to do it?
No.
No, because I think I broke something.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Hold
no.
on. Hold on.
Do you know how it goes? I can't hum it.
Is this working? I think there's a restart required.
There's kind of like a Shovel Knight aesthetic to it, though, like the music.
Okay, Matt, tell me about some news.
The news. Yeah. Let's talk about Epic Game Store news. So, as Bryce was just talking about, Totally Reliable Delivery Service was one of the featured free games on the Epic Game Store. The current offering, or one of the latest offerings, because I don't know how the timing on those works, was GTA 5, which is notable for being a top 10 selling game, I think, for like 6 years at this point. Like month over month, they continue to sell huge amounts, huge copies of that game, huge number of copies. But it came to Epic Game Store and was free, which then the Epic Game Store proceeded to crash because of high traffic, according to their tweet. So I think that lasted for about 12 hours, where they were having outage problems because Grand Theft Auto 5 was free, which Grand Theft Auto 5 came out in, does anybody know? Anybody have it off the top of their head? Because I want to say it's like 2012.
That seems like a long time ago.
2013. September 2013.
Wow.
That game came out 7 years ago, and it's got enough pull to crash the Epic Game Store as a free game. And then some follow-up to that, after that was resolved and Epic was back online, apparently the Rockstar PC launcher was having all sorts of trouble due to high volume of players. So they literally broke a game delivery store and then their own launcher because they made their game free.
Perfect.
I just thought that was hilarious.
I mean, it's a pretty big game. There's a lot of content creators doing stuff with it. So it's hey, you can enjoy in the fun for free. I'm sure there's a lot of younger people who didn't have the money, or people who are just like, I don't know if this is for me. And then finally it come game available, and I was like, why not?
Yeah. I feel like the only other game that would that rivals that isn't already free would be like Minecraft. If you made Minecraft free, it would probably break a store like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Probably, yeah.
And I say that because I don't own Minecraft. And I would get it.
I used to have Minecraft, but I don't anymore, nor do I know how to get to it, because there's a login. I don't know what my login is, and I just think I'm gonna have to rebuy it. Well, this game...
Funny story about Minecraft. My account was made by my ex, and he got my birthday wrong.
Wow.
So I get emails from Mojang on the wrong day. Great, thanks. That's all I have.
I like that. That's funny.
It's really funny.
Darren, is your birthday on July 17th?
No, it is not. What is?
Well, if it was your birthday, then Nintendo would have a birthday present for you in the form of Paper Mario, the Origami King.
Wow.
Nintendo just kind of dropped this. This wasn't a direct. This wasn't a surprise, or I guess it was a surprise. It wasn't. There was no
100%.
hinting hey, we got a thing coming. As you want the sequel to the new Paper Mario, wait till tomorrow. No, they were just hey, here's a trailer. It's coming in a couple months. It just is weird that that's the world we live in now. But Paper Mario, the Origami King, is the next Paper Mario game, introduces a new threat to the Mushroom Kingdom. King Ollie, a royal with world-conquering or world-folding ambitions. King Ollie has kidnapped the entirety of Princess Peach's castle and conscripted Bowser's army, forcing Mario to ally with Bowser and King Ollie's malevolent sister, Olivia, to defeat the evil king.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a cool new Paper Mario game. I watched the trailer and it looks sick as fuck.
The trailer was really neat.
Yeah, I didn't know what like half the things happening were, but it looks dope, and they sold me. I've never played any Paper Marios. I think I did play one Paper Mario on like the Wii, and I hated it. But this one I'll play. I'm excited. It's for me.
It definitely, I don't know. It's still team-based RPG style, right?
I would think yes. I would think yes, but it also seems like each Paper Mario seems to mix things up.
Okay.
Like it seemed like the one that I play, like traditionally it was supposed to be a turn-based RPG. But the one I played, I think there was sections where it was a turn-based RPG, and there was sections where it was a straight-up platformer. I don't remember which one that was.
I mean, that makes sense that they would like merge those things.
So this, I don't know what's going on with this one, but it looks cool. It seems like it's got a lot of.
They did show some action sequence looking things, but maybe it was like the combat. Like the combat required you to do platforming to do like an attack.
Maybe I do not know. I do not know anything about the Paper Mario series, but I'm gonna learn when I play.
You should play this
Paper
one
Mario
and then tell me.
The Origami King. But isn't there another game coming out that same day?
Yeah, and I would say I was probably less excited about this game than I was about Paper Mario. But then Sony did a State of Play, which is their Nintendo Direct.
It very much seems like it. Like the other State of Plays we've seen have been like, here's several games, here's the whole thing. This was just about the one game, which is very much replicating what we've seen in Nintendo Directs, where they will have those like, here's several games, but then they'll also do like Animal Crossing Directs. So this was just a straight up 18 minutes Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah. Sony did 18-minute gameplay of Ghost of Tsushima, which I didn't know. I don't think, they had much released about it as far as info. There might have been 2 trailers. I think they showed, some sort of preview, like teaser a couple E3s ago, and then a more fleshed out trailer at the one. Was that like where Sony did their own event where they had like the live stage performances, and then they had the guy playing the flute? I feel like it's a flute, but I hope I'm not getting that wrong. And then they showed a trailer, and it was very like samurai movie, having an epic standoff while the grass is blowing and like the leaves and the colors are all kind of blowing around them. And then they showed this 18 minutes of gameplay, and it kind of looks like it's almost in the Breath of the Wild open world vein, where
I kind of got an Assassin's Creed vibe from it.
I think the combat looks a lot like Assassin's Creed or like the Shadow of Mordor style games.
Oh yeah.
Where it looks like it's kind of parry first, right? Like you'll get into an encounter with multiple enemies, and then you're kind of given quick action buttons to do like a parry attack. And then they also had a whole stealth sequence, which was more like when you're in Assassin's Creed and you're sneaking around and you're using your tools. But I think overall the world exploration looked and felt very kind of feel like you're in the natural world, Breath of the Wild kind of feel, go where you want, do what you want. No one's telling you have to be in any specific place at any specific time. So I think it kind of merges those two things pretty nicely. They showed off the photo mode, and they showed off some of the cinematic options. So there's like it looks like there's a lot of attention to detail to make it more like a true samurai movie experience. I think like the artistic flair is really what they're going for in this, and then they've put like the modern open world game, layers onto it, and it looks like it definitely looked competent in that regard from that stuff. Like the combat looked good enough or looked fun. The world looked really nice, and it looked like a good time to, kind of explore that world. When I was watching, I was thinking like, you wake up on a nice morning, you get yourself your coffee, you boot up the game, and you're just like, wow, listen to the wind, listen to the sounds of nature while you're wandering around, and I was into it. So, I'm gonna get Ghost of Tsushima now.
Yeah, it did look interesting. They didn't sell me on it, but it looks interesting. But when you boot up Ghost of Tsushima, you might see something new. Darian,
I actually don't think that's true for Ghost of Tsushima.
You might. I preface with the word "might" because this will allow me to introduce the news story in a way that may or may not be true, but probably is not. Darian,
I think it specifically says that means upcoming PS4 games like Last of Us Part 2 and Ghost of Tsushima won't see this.
Okay, so games that aren't those might have a new opening. Can you tell me about it, Darian?
Yeah, a little bit. So Sony announced the new PlayStation Studio branding for its first-party PS5 games. Basically, they gave it a new animation and are going to start releasing their first-party games under this branding instead of what it used to be, which was the Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios. So it's shorter and sweeter and pretty for the new.
Yeah, the new intro thing kind of gives me like a Marvel opening vibe to it.
Yeah, that was that's like the reaction I saw generally for it was like everyone was like, wow, they watched a lot of Marvel movies or something.
Yeah.
Like
it's fine. I don't like love it or hate it.
I don't understand the reasoning because they already had the Sony Interactive Entertainment, which used to be Sony Computer Entertainment thing at the beginning.
I mean,
it's just more broad. It's less specific, so.
Or is it more specific? Actually,
no.
I think it's a bigger umbrella.
It is a bigger umbrella? Okay, I was thinking like the games that are published. Is it only games they make, or is it all the games that they make? Like
PlayStation Studios, so it'll be
It's
using
their
it for its
first-party
first party
games.
exclusives.
Okay, so that's more specific, right?
I think it's as specific.
I mean, the name is less specific, right? Like instead of, I mean, it can be assumed that it's worldwide. So they cut out the Sony Interactive Entertainment Worldwide Studios. Like, that's a lot. It's just PlayStation Studios.
Yeah.
Short, simple, and sweet.
The new branding is simpler and more focused on the PlayStation branding. So I think they're more focused on PlayStation rather than Sony.
That's Sony,
Okay.
yeah.
That's probably for the best, I guess.
Yeah, I
Makes
feel like
all of the sense.
PlayStation is a bigger name now than Sony.
To some degree.
Yeah. But Matt, we'll be seeing some new games that'll share a different logo Matt, there's some new Xbox games coming out, man. We got a gameplay video for it, man. Tell me about that, Matt. Tell me.
We're talking next gen. All right. We just talked about Sony's next gen plans.
Yeah.
They've got their studios. Xbox has got their studios, but they're not ready to talk about those yet. They said Halo, you have to wait because there's a lot riding on if Halo's good or not, right? Everyone's going to be like, I don't really care about Halo anymore. And then they're going to be like, but it's Halo, you have to. This is our biggest thing. And then, so instead they were like, here's some third parties games featuring all new Xbox Series X gameplay. And they really specified the gameplay part.
They did say it was a gameplay because this entire time everybody's like, show us what the next gen consoles are capable of. Show us the gameplay. And they're like, yeah, gameplay footage. Look at it.
And then
We delivered.
They did like an hour-long presentation. It was kind of like this podcast, I guess, to some degree, or like a Zoom call.
Like
or
really
like,
good?
Yeah.
Yes.
Terrible.
I think our audio quality is probably better. Our video quality probably also too.
Yes.
If we inserted some gameplay trailers,
Yeah.
quote unquote gameplay, we'd be
You know who to hire. Hey,
Yeah.
Xbox.
Phil Spencer.
Yeah,
What up?
Xbox. Race at Gamecast. Do your next state of Xbox.
No, I really don't think they're going to call it that, Bryce.
There's boxing it out.
Out of the box.
Matt, what
My
did
dog is crawling underneath my bed right now, and I can hear it in excruciating detail.
I've got all the games on this article ready. I'm going to say their names, and you guys are going to tell me if you've heard of them or if you care or don't care. Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Looks cool.
Bright Memory Infinite.
Nope.
Nope.
That game's already out on Steam, I believe.
Okay.
Call of the Sea.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of that one.
Chorus, but with a V as the U.
I think I actually know of that one. I'm very excited for that one. I think that's the narrative musical. It's like a choose your own.
Really?
Yeah, where you like singing.
I didn't get that from that trailer.
Maybe I'll have to relook into it. There is a video game coming out that is a musical like adventure thing.
That might be that. Dirt 5.
No, I just looked into it. It's not that. This is a different thing. There's too many games. You're not allowed.
Chorus has a very Battlestar Galactica aesthetic.
Okay. Nope.
To it.
Yeah. Now that I'm looking at Chorus, not the game that I think looks cool.
I thought Dirt 5 looks kind of good for, you're going to have a driving game, of course.
I thought it was like the other one. Xbox has a different driving
it is.
one.
It's a third-party game, right? It's Codemasters instead of Forza, which is Xbox's own from Turn 10.
Yeah, when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, no Forza? And it was like, no, it's Dirt. And I'm like, okay.
I don't want dirt.
Madden NFL 21.
Oh my God, the footballs come.
Shit.
Also,
Never.
note with Madden and some of the other EA titles, they haven't pledged to support smart delivery, which is Xbox's branded. If you buy it, you only have to buy it once, and we'll give you a version on the Xbox One or the Series X.
I will not buy games that are not a part of that program.
So you're not going to buy EA games, which is probably not changing many of your habits.
No. I have the Sims games that I need. I'm good.
There you go. Scarlet Nexus, which is an anime game.
I hate anime.
Sounds slutty.
Scorn, which is a H.R. Geiger looking game.
Yeah, that was
lots
the
of-
one that it was like, oh, new Alien game. Wait, I haven't seen any aliens. Maybe this is what, Prometheus, which was supposed to be
I was
like
oh, they have the faces? Oh, this is like Prometheus? Okay.
Yeah, so, okay, it's Prometheus, and maybe it'll be like a bridge between Prometheus and Alien. No, it's Scorn? What the fuck is Scorn?
It's an atmospheric first-person horror adventure game, so I think Darian might play it.
You are incorrect, sir.
Did you see the trailer? Because it had, like, what was with the, like, wall penis?
There was a glowing, throbbing whole penis, right?
Like it kept coming. I feel like they were super trying to be like, Alien. It's Alien. It's Alien. Because, like,
They really...
the wall penis, I was like, oh, maybe that's supposed to be like the thing.
The alien head.
Yeah, the alien
it's
head
gonna-
coming out. And it's like, oh, that it is. Like any second, alien's going to come up and we're going to be like, oh, man, you got us. It's Alien.
Classic,
No.
yeah.
Fuck, no. No, it's.
No, there was a lot of... That trailer had a lot of imagery. And it
Lots
seems...
of dicks.
That seems like it's probably... There's probably an audience for that, and they will like it. It seemed like it was competent.
It seems
what it
like
was
they
trying
should
to
have. They should have called the alien people and just put the alien in it, and I feel like it would have been better.
Moving on. Second Extinction.
No idea.
I think that name is awesome, and the game is mutant dinosaurs have taken over the planet, and players will fight them back to retake the globe.
I saw
with
that,
guns.
and that looked. I didn't like the look of that.
I
It looked
think
like
that
you were
is
just
great.
mowing down dinosaurs in like a non-interesting way.
Aw.
I thought it was like like a horde mode style game.
Yeah,
That's what
it
took away.
didn't look like it would be that fun. Like,
I don't know.
Dinos-
Second Extinction's a pretty good name.
okay.
The Ascent.
No
It's
idea.
a solo co-op top-down action RPG set in a
How
cyberpunk
long
world
is
gone
this
wrong.
list?
I got a couple more.
Give me that high speed.
And I've heard of like one of them.
It was
so
a
far.
Medium. That was a creepy-looking game.
Oh yeah,
Psychological horror game.
that trailer showed me nothing. I have no idea.
Oh,
what
they're
the
the ones
game
that
is.
made Blair Witch, Layers of Fear, and Observer.
Layers of Fear is a good game.
This is supposed to be a horror one, so that might.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm on that one.
that one looked pretty good. Bloodlines, Vampire the Masquerade 2 Bloodlines. Or Vampire,
love
sorry,
that one.
I got the name wrong. Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Did you see the trailer for that?
Hit me with that.
Darian.
No, but it's vampires. I'm all on it.
Yeah,
Hit
the
me.
trailer
Hit
for
me
that
with that.
was
Give it to
buck
me.
wild. Like they opened up with some real like crazy ass creepy shit. Like literally like bodies hanging with their like mouths.
Oh, yeah.
smiled.
Entrails?
No,
Yeah.
they're
Oh,
like
damn.
he had like them puppeteered up so that they were like enforced smiles and stuff. And
Yeah,
then
at first I was like, is this like a Joker game? Like, what is
yeah, it's like what is this? And then it showed us other people and like one guy in like a skyscraper, but there was a little bit of blood on his window. And I was like, what? How are these related at all? And then it showed me the vampire thing, and I'm like, oh, okay, I actually understand this universe a little bit. It makes sense. These guys are all vampires.
I don't actually know shit about this universe at all.
It's actually based on a tabletop RPG.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Rounding out this
I love vampires.
slew of games is Yakuza Like a Dragon, which is the turn-based Yakuza game.
That trailer looks so buck wild in a cool ass way. I don't think I'm gonna
I think
play
you should
it.
play it.
I don't think I'm gonna play it just because I like to be able to hear the language. I know they're gonna be in Japanese, but the like game looks dope. If it was in English, if they had an English version, I'd be about it.
I think that's already out in Japan. Yeah, it's out on PS4 in Japan. But it will be a launch title for the Series X. Yeah, so that's the group of games. I saw this in general getting kind of like lampooned for not showing gameplay, right?
Yeah,
Everybody was just like, you didn't show gameplay. I think overall they did an okay job. I think the games they showed, for the most part, I was like, okay, they're actually showing some third-party support for their new console.
Sure, they showed us games, but they said gameplay, and I don't think
Yeah.
there was any gameplay in any of that.
The most unforgivable was Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, you can argue that maybe it's in engine, but
Right.
none of it looked like gameplay. Like the Ghost of Tsushima thing, that was like you showed
Right.
us gameplay. There's no
Show
doubt
me
game-
what I'm controlling in the game, right?
Yeah.
Not just a cutscene in the game or something like that, or like a camera movement in the game.
Yeah, none of that looked like a player was controlling in any of those games, any of those videos.
I do think from what I've seen of Valhalla now, and then having seen Ghost of Tsushima, I like, as far as like time commitments go and stuff, I think I might choose Ghost of Tsushima over Valhalla from what I've just seen so far, because they said that you were going to see Assassin's Creed gameplay and you didn't.
I don't know if they're not releasing around each other, are they?
I don't think so. I think they're like 3 months apart.
Yeah, so
I
think
assume
you could do
I assume
both.
Assassin's Creed's like September or October, right?
Something this is more related to something else happening in July. This is going back to the Ghost of Tsushima since we were talking about it. Evo will be happening, but not in a location. It will go to the online space. It will also be dropping Smash Brothers Ultimate from the lineup, which kind of makes sense because Smash Brothers Ultimate's online sucks.
Yeah, but also now I won't be watching Evo this year.
Wow, that was the only thing you watched for?
That's probably the only thing I watch at Evo any given year.
So Evo is spreading out their dates. Evo Online will take place on July 4th and 5th, July 11th and 12th, July 18th and 19th, July 25th, 26th, and July 31st to August 2nd. They will be playing Dragon Ball FighterZ, Grand Blue Fantasy Versus, Samurai Showdown, Soul Calibur 6, Street Fighter 5 Champion Edition, Tekken 7, Under Night, In Birth X, late seller. But they will be adding in some new games that were previously not included, including Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath, Skullgirls Second Encore, and my favorite, Them Fighting Herds.
Was Them's Fighting Herds just on sale? I think it was like really cheap the other day.
I know I picked it up sometime recently. I'm gonna be doing a let's play of it at some point, so I don't know.
I think they tied in a sale to like this announcement or something on Steam.
But it actually, like, the single player, like, there's a story mode. What's weird about it is I believe they said it's like officially released. It's not an early access, but only one of the characters has a full story mode, which is like, I think there's a deal of like updating your game after release, but there's a thing of like, if all of your characters don't have their full story mode, maybe your game's not released yet. But the story mode for that one character looks super cool. The combat of the game looks really cool. I'm very much excited for it. I'm excited to do the let's play. I don't know if I should play the single player first, or because then I'll have a very strong advantage over Beckers, but we'll see.
I'm not super familiar with the setup of Evo, but is it usually are there open tournament qualifiers like months in advance, or
Matthew, can I reveal something to you?
You don't know either.
I know shit all about Evo. I've never watched any of it.
Well,
same.
I usually watch. Okay, so when I was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch," I usually watch like the
Matt
championship
is the expert
rounds.
on Evo.
Yeah, I usually watch the championship rounds, and then I watch more of the Smash tournament usually because I know enough about Smash that I can be like, okay, I see what's going on. The online open tournaments is really cool though. I think, like, why not? You know, Bryce, you should get in there. You're gonna play Them's Fighting Herds. You might as well just sign up and
just get in there. I could be the grand champion.
Yeah.
Well,
have some fun.
Well, Evo will be going online and continuing their presence this year. Tokyo Game Show 2020 will be canceled due to COVID-19 pandemic. If anybody is unaware, Tokyo Game Show is basically like E3 for Tokyo. We'll see many big announcements during Tokyo Game Show week. So I'm sure we'll see some, like, there might be announcements that same week that were planned for the game show, but we won't see an actual game show. So I feel like we're going to be seeing the way games are announced be changed very much this year.
Yeah, I think the Summer Games Fest or whatever it's called, right? What's Jeff Keighley's the thing?
Yeah, I think it's
Umbrella?
Summer Game Fest.
It's interesting. We've already seen everybody push their dates. Like, nope, you know, they're not together.
For one last bit of news is that we did see the first thing with that Summer Games Fest announcement, where they did drop that PlayStation 5 Tech Demo using the Unreal Engine 5. I watched a little bit of it. Basically, they kind of just showed off a game with really impressive architecture. What they said, having millions of triangles, which is supposed to point out like the fidelity of the designs. And then they also showed off the ray tracing, where they would like the character would be going through this cave and they would like turn off their ray tracing is what they call lumen, and so they would turn off lumen and show what the cave looked like without any of that light bounce, and then turn it back on, and then basically lit the cave back up. And then they like move the light around to kind of show like the light is bouncy on its own. This isn't pre-rendered. And kind of showing off basically what kind of quality that you can expect from a game from PlayStation 5. It was just a tech demo, so that's not really like, here's a game that you can be looking forward to. Just kind of this is what a PS5 is capable of. I thought where you were going to go with this Summer Games Fest thing was another game announcement that we didn't talk about in the news that I feel like I should have said, we got to talk about this. Okay. What is it?
It's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remaster.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Drop that in, baby.
Everybody's excited about that.
Hit me with that. Tell me the news.
They're doing it. Tony Hawk texted his fans that had signed up to receive his texts.
Is that what, like, I saw people posting this, like, hey, Tony Hawk tweeted me or texted me about this. It's like, how does Tony Hawk have your phone number?
Yeah, there was some sort of sign up thing. I don't know if it's probably still on his Twitter or something if you wanted to do it.
He does that text your fans app thing.
Yeah. So Tony Hawk sent people a text message saying, hey, we're doing it. We're putting Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 together in a remastered collection. It's coming out in September, and it's got most of the original soundtrack. It's got the original skaters, but they're aged up a bit, and it's awesome. And there's a $100 edition that comes with the exclusive Birdhouse deck if you want that.
I hear that, like, it's going to have all the original stuff from the original 1 and 2, but also add in like the new tricks from the later games.
Yeah, so it seems like they have the tricks up to 3 in it, so they have manualing, so you can combo then, like you could combo like a vert to a grind to a manual and keep that going into another ramp or something like that. And also a revert, right? Is a revert where you hang on the edge and then go back?
No
Somebody
idea.
with more skateboard knowledge than me can tell me.
Tony Hawk, if you're out there, please text me and let me know. Hold on. He says he doesn't know.
Oh. Stylish way to change direction. Rotation done by dragging the wheels along the ground. Oh, okay. That's just the... Okay.
Also related to, like, news is that they're making it so that your progress is on both games. So you don't have to start over from scratch. You get to save your progress, and it'll go back and forth.
Also,
in 2 games.
Also, if you want to get hyped for that soundtrack, they did actually release a Spotify playlist. With
cool!
The
They did.
Soundtrack.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to that all week.
Look for Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
And now one more thing to note about it: it is not being made by the people that made Tony Hawk Pro Skater 5, which did not go over so well.
Yeah,
it's being made by Vicarious Visions, who have done the Crash Bandicoot and Spyro remakes. So they're kind of, the remake stuff is in their wheelhouse. They've done some good stuff.
Yeah, they also adapted the old games for Game Boy Advance, and that was apparently well received. So
the only way I've ever played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 is on my Game Boy Advance.
Yeah.
So
so they have a trajectory for success. So
yeah. And familiarity with the franchise. Oh man, I'm excited. This is now my most anticipated game.
Well, this brings us to the end of the news, but it brings us to the part where we look into the eyes of our Patreon producers and thank them for helping us make this all possible. Thank you to Aaron C. and Dragons Lucas. You make this podcast what it is today and what it will be tomorrow and next Wednesday, but not Thursday. That one is the chicken's fault.
The show comes out on Fridays.
Yep. And also Friday. Friday is also them. Thursday, maybe not, but Friday and Sunday and the other days. If you want to help make this show possible, you can go to patreon.com/lastgeek and support the show for $5 to receive a shout out on this show, $8 to receive a shout out on this Endgame A Corp. Other amounts will get you things like physical goods, like a sticker. Here's a sticker for a different podcast. It's holographic.
Oh.
Yeah, we got holographic shit. Patreon supporters can get it. And you also get early access to cool content like a D&D adventure and Let's Plays and cool stuff like that. So consider supporting at patreon.com/lastgeek. This brings us to Darian's favorite section of the podcast.
Woo!
It's the questions and comments. Right?
Yeah, it's the outline.
Is there a jingle for that?
No. Did you want one?
Darian's got to spearhead that project.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll put it on my sound pad. It'll be obnoxious. Do you want to be a part of the show? Go to readysetgamecast.com/submit to submit a question, comment, or your favorite fruit snack flavor or color for us to read on the show. Mine is blue.
Mine's red.
I'm going to go with orange because it's both.
That's a good, that's,
well. Is it?
No.
That's purple.
Purple's not a flavor.
Red and yellow. Yes, it is. Purple's definitely a flavor.
Grape.
I just had Trolls fruit snacks. There's one of every color of the rainbow. Of the 6 core rainbow colors, not of every color.
But the color isn't the flavor. That's what I was saying.
But
With
purple's a
Oh,
grape.
Yeah, but like blue fruit snacks, for the most part, taste the same.
Yeah, they're the
among
best.
all the different fruit snack flavors.
They're personally my favorite.
It tastes like blue, Matt. It tastes like blue. If you ate Darian's hair, it would taste like a blue
sour raspberry.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. Oh God, don't eat my hair. You'll get real sick.
What if I eat my shirt?
I don't think that's a great idea either, but
it's not the right color blue. It won't work.
Tastes like sweat.
Darian.
A little bit of campfire.
The most beautiful girl, ew. The most beautiful girl in the world asks, would you rather be a chair or a table?
Table.
Ooh.
I'd rather have things sat on me than have people sit on me.
Yeah, I don't want butts.
I like a good chair, though.
Would you like to be a good chair?
Yeah, do I get to choose a different kind of chair? Like, can I be a reclining chair?
Right, like you could get real fancy
Comfort
with it. You
chair?
could have cup holder vibrating.
I mean,
oh shit! Yeah, I want to be that.
You could get a real fancy
heated
table.
Massage.
I guess so.
Chair.
Yeah, your table could like have a TV mounted in it or something.
I mean, you could have drawers, or you could have a rising table.
So Bryce is gonna be a wicked awesome table.
Sure.
And that's gonna be a super amazing comfy chair.
I think so. I think I'm going
I'm gonna
chair.
be a desk that is both, like a school desk.
Oh, it's all
It is
one
both
unit.
a table and a chair.
Picnic table.
Okay.
Yes. I'm a bench.
Or one of those like lunchroom cafeteria ones. Did you guys have those where the chairs were attached to the tables?
Yeah, and you didn't like to sit in the middle because your fingers would get pinched.
Yeah. Don't be that one.
Yeah. I don't want to be that kind. No. I just want to be one of those like standard gray desks. You know, there's no life in them. That's me.
There's words carved into them and
Yeah, people carve their initials
Gum.
and draw dicks on them. Gum and boogers underneath.
boogers.
We have a surprise announcement. There's something new coming to Ready Set Gamecast, and it's called Ready Set Game Chat.
Isn't that what we do all the time, Bryce?
No, this is new. This is a thing that Matt wanted to do, and now we're doing it, so he can't heckle me about it.
I don't know, Bryce. That sounds kind of silly to me.
So July 14th, Ready Set Gamecast will be debuting their new sexy section of the podcast called Ready Set Game Chat. Yeah.
Ready Set Game Cat was another idea that Bryce shot down.
It's called Ready Set Game Chat, and think of it like a video game book club where a host picks a game for everyone to play through, and they'll discuss what they think of the story, gameplay, and general gaminess of the game. Plus, using the same powers of the question/comment section, listeners will be able to play along and write in their thoughts, questions, and comments about the game for the host to discuss. First game that we'll be discussing on June 14th will be After Party. It is available on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Linux, Microsoft Windows, Macintosh, and also for people who have Xbox Game Pass, it is available for free there through Xbox and PC.
Do they still do that dollar deal? Because if they do, I probably should do that way.
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God. I need to cancel that right now. Right now while we're thinking about it.
Okay.
Because remember how I was like, oh yeah, I'll just get it on Switch. And then I got charged for Game Pass and I was like, shit.
I said June.
It's on there.
I said June, but I believe it's July because we're currently in. No.
We're May
We're
now.
in May. That's a month
so it's
away.
June.
That's good.
Yeah.
June.
Because it's 2 episodes from now.
Okay.
Yep.
Every
In 2 episodes.
Yeah. So yeah. I
Hear that, listeners?
Yeah, June.
If you've played After Party, if you want to play After Party, now's the time. Because
Yep.
then we're going to talk about it. You guys can write in.
Tell us
We
what
can have
you
a little
think.
game chat.
Yep. We can say if, what the themes are, who the characters are, if they are delicious, which character you would like to eat.
I still think Gamecast has a lot of potential for a new segment.
Well, this brings us to housekeeping. Go to lastgeek.com for links to the podcast on all your favorite podcast services, including iTunes, Spotify, and Stitcher, as well as the video version on youtube.com/lastgeek. If you like this show, please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes and Stitcher. It helps us grow and become more powerful. I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt, so you can't see my muscles.
It should have ripped off. That would have been cool.
Wow.
Can you do that in
I took my long
post?
sleeve off just so I could show off my tattoo.
Should I take off my shirt?
Shit.
Sister.
Yes. Strip naked right now. Bryce is starting an OnlyFans right now here live on Twitch.
Other Last Geek stuff you should check out. Onlyfans.com/let's know.
Hold on, onlyfans.com/Ready Set Gamecast. You'll never guess what's there. It's literally just pictures of our game collections. Please
Wait,
don't
is
expect.
that a real thing?
No.
No.
Oh,
That's
How
that's
come
like
you
I
don't
want to
have
get in
mine
on that.
there?
yeah. It's like, what's in the box? You open the game cartridge.
So this
What's in the box?
So if you go to lastgeek.com/store, you can get awesome merch for this show and Game Corp and just general Last Geek merch like leggings, posters, hoodies, stickers, and more.
Bryce
enjoy.
always leads with the leggings.
It's the thing.
Which is, you shouldn't. You really shouldn't.
I need to remove the leggings, but you guys do not know how long I spent designing those leggings.
And I'm sorry. But
Maybe
they're terrible, and it's not your fault.
maybe they made them better. Maybe the quality improved since you got them.
Maybe
Guess
they're
you'll have
just
to buy
just in
another pair.
case. Nope. Nope.
Check out the newest Game Make Corp episode where they make up a game called. It was Serious George last time. The one we just recorded was Curse You, a game about people sneezing and you have to say curse you or so that they can lose the battle royale.
It's a battle royale.
It's a battle royale where you have to make people sneeze so that you can
Is
curse
every
them.
game that Game Make Corp makes a battle royale?
It's a decent amount. I'll let you know. It originally was going to be an MMO, but it was like okay, so they're just cursed for the rest of the MMO. It feels like they don't want to play anymore. So we figured a battle royale might work better because that way you can be cursed and be done with it sooner.
All right.
We have Let's Play out. It is Nidhogg 2, I believe, is the current one publicly available, and for the patrons, I believe they have access to Tricky Towers. For a heads up, people who are like, I don't know, like it seems like this Patreon thing has some great benefits, but maybe if there was something great coming down the pipeline, me, Matt, Teddy, Beckers, and my girlfriend Erin, and also the video editor of this content, played Dungeons and Dragons.
Most of us for the first time ever.
Yeah, I would say pretty much all of us. Teddy has played before, but it seems like he's maybe done a combat heavy experience because the non-combat stuff was different.
He really shined during the combat.
Yeah. Yes. That's in part 3. There's a part 3 thing where Matt did things. You'll be able to look forward to that, but the Patreon people will have access to that starting the first of next month. So enjoy that. Also, there'll be some cool stuff involving that down the line. It will be a thing that we'll kind of make as a yearly tradition, probably. We'll just enjoy that content, and you'll be hearing more about it. But this brings us to the part of the podcast where we ask Matt where he can be found.
Dilbert Pickled on Twitch and Twitter mostly, and then also on this podcast, but you already listened to it, so thank you.
Darian, welcome back to Race Day Gamecast. Where can people see you?
Twitch.tv/Dexterity, DEXTERIDEE. Also, that's the same handle on Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. I still haven't made my debut TikTok yet because I'm embarrassed about how my hair looks right now because my roots are just real bad. Thank you, COVID-19. I appreciate you for ruining my self-image.
Just do what I do, just letting it all go, Just
no.
Yeah, just grow a big beard.
This is the most interesting thing about me, okay? This is what I got, okay?
It could be your beard.
It's basically like a beard.
Yeah,
that's me.
You can find me on Twitter at Last Geek, Twitch Last Geek Plays, Instagram Last Geek Plays, Facebook.com/Last Geek, where you'll eventually find out cool stuff about my Extra Life stream, and because that seems to be the best place to create events. I wish other Twitter had an event system so people could click interested, but Facebook.
That's a good idea.
Thanks. I'll work on it.
Twitter doesn't want to just be Facebook though. You gotta post
Twitch has events.
A cool graphic for your event and pin it as a tweet.
Twitch got rid of events.
Oh.
Yeah. So Facebook is the only thing. I guess there's literal events websites, but those feel weird. Yeah. Anyway, that's the great stuff. So just follow me on Twitter, and then you can all stay up to date on the cool projects we're working on, like playing Dungeons and Dragons in a live stream and doing Let's Plays and other cool stuff. It's gonna be great. The future's so bright, I gotta wear shades. But this brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you for listening, and we will see you again in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.